Well, a very good morning from Thailand. Well, today I wanted to make you a short informational video regarding the use of drones over here in Thailand. There seems to be a little bit of a misunderstanding regarding tourists coming to Thailand and flying their drones. As you know, I operate and own a unique Typhoon H drone. So over the last few months, I've had quite a lot of people contacting me, asking me what do they need to do to use their drone whilst on holiday and stay legal in the country so they don't have any problem. Now, the other thing that's prompted me to make this video, a few months ago I noticed a post on Facebook from a couple who'd been on holiday out in Thailand. They brought their drone with them. However, they hadn't looked on the internet beforehand to see what the rules and regulations were, wasn't quite sure what they were, so they went down to the local police station here in Thailand to ask what they needed to do to be able to fly their drone. Now, the police that they spoke to told them that they could be issued with a permit, and after the police had watched them complete some sort of short flight to prove that they could fly the drone, the police issued them with what they said was a permit allowing them to use their drone in Thailand. Now, this sort of puzzled me, and I actually sent a message to the people that had posted on Facebook asking them for a little bit more information, because at the time that I'd registered my drone I wasn't aware that you could go down to the police station, because from my understanding a drone needs to be registered with the CAAT, which is the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand, and this process normally takes between 2 and 3 months. It's not a quick process that you have to go through, and you need to do this really before you even bring the drone into the country. So I wasn't sure about what they'd said, and I thought, well, I want to find out a little bit more, but they told me that they'd been issued with a free permit and that they could fly their drone in Thailand. And I was left very puzzled about this and not sure that this was actually legal, and if they were to have a problem, whether they would be on the wrong side of the law, even though they believed they had done everything by the book. So this prompted me to have a conversation with my friend the lawyer. I mentioned about the post in Facebook, and I also explained to her what I'd been through myself and said I wasn't aware of any provisions in the law for tourists, and would it be possible for you to find out if now there are some new provisions, because when I registered my drone it has been some time ago, and I thought maybe the laws have been updated and provisions have been put in for tourists. However, if you don't do the procedure required by law, then you are breaking the law, and if you fly the drone in Thailand, then there are some severe consequences that you could be caught up in if an accident was to happen. So my friend took some time to investigate this area, because she hadn't really looked into it before. I'd brought this to the surface, so she took some time. She made some phone calls to the necessary agencies within the government. She's got a few friends in customs, etc. And what she came back to me and told me was that there are no current provisions for a tourist. And what this basically means is whether you're coming to Thailand for 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 1 year, whatever the situation, you are under the same rules and regulations as everybody else, whether you live here or not. And there is no way that you can go to the local police station and get given a permit that will stand up in a court of law. Whilst obviously this couple had done that and been issued with something, it wasn't a legal document. And if something unforeseen had have happened and they would have had to go to court, the document wouldn't have been recognised. Now, obviously that worries me a little bit, because this is out on social media and somebody else could also see this document, see this post, should I say, and be under the impression that they can bring their drone into Thailand and then go to the local police station and everything's going to be okay. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. So this is what's prompted me to make this video today. So I want to go through what the procedures are, explain what you need to do, because this is something that you need to do before you come to Thailand. When I registered my drone, it was some time ago when the laws first came in, and it took me roughly 3 months. I actually completed all the registration and the insurance before I came to Thailand, because I was concerned that bringing an expensive drone in like my Typhoon H, I may have some problem at the airport and the drone may be confiscated. And this is the case. If you bring in a drone that is not registered, does not have insurance, and you are stopped at the airport and asked for the relevant documents and cannot produce them, the guy in customs has the right to confiscate your drone permanently. So at the time I used a company in Bangkok for their services, and I think I paid just over 5,000 baht for the total package. That was including registration and of course the insurance. So I would advise people to register it if you're going to bring it. In my opinion, at Thailand at the moment, they have some quite strict consequences if you decide to fly your drone illegally. You can find yourself with a fine up to 100,000 baht or a prison sentence from 1 to 5 years, or maybe even both, depending of course on the circumstances, because sometimes electronic devices go wrong, they malfunction, accidents can happen. At least you are covered legally to fly that drone. Now you should be aware that you are only legally able to fly a drone during daytime hours. You are not legally able to fly a drone in Thailand at nighttime. Now I'm going to go through the procedures as quickly as I can. It's a fairly straightforward procedure. However, the first thing you are going to need is a specified insurance for your drone, because you cannot apply for registration without having the certificate of insurance, because the CAAT will want a copy of the certificate before they will register the drone so that you can fly it legally here in Thailand. There's a few things that you need to understand when it comes to insurance of drones. Your travel insurance is not going to cover you to use a drone in Thailand, and it is unlikely that the CAAT will accept a travel insurance policy as coverage for the drone. I've made a few notes so I don't forget anything. Now, to fly a drone in Thailand, you need to be a minimum age of 20 years of age. You need, of course, insurance. Now, this doesn't have to be a Thai insurance policy. It can be a foreign policy. However, it has to clearly show that you are able to use the drone worldwide. Of course, it needs to be valid in Thailand, that you are allowed to fly your drone in Thailand outside of your own country. Should you have an accident, the policy has to clearly show that it covers the drone and yourself for a minimum of 1 million baht. It must also clearly show the pilot's name, also the brand and model number and serial numbers of the drone that you intend to fly, or drones if you bring in more than one. Each drone must have coverage for insurance, and if you have more than one drone, you are going to need to register each drone separately. Now, of course, when people wonder about drones, do all drones have to be registered? Now, the law states currently that any drone, regardless of its weight and size, that is fitted with a camera or video recording equipment needs to be registered. So if it's a small DJI drone, if it has a camera on it, then yes, it needs to be registered. If it doesn't have any recording equipment, such as a camera or video recording equipment, then as far as I'm aware, and again, you need to double check this, but the drone doesn't need to be registered. It's only drones that are fitted with cameras and video recording equipment that needs to be registered. So first off, you're going to need your insurance. So once you have your insurance, what do you need to do? Well, you need to register it, as I say, with the CAAT of Thailand. This can be done online. The online procedures are fairly straightforward, however, they are in Thai. Some parts of it are in English. So if you are not very familiar with the Thai language, or you don't have a Thai partner that can help guide you through this procedure, then my best advice would to be use a company that can help you guide you through the procedures. Now, the reason why I say this is, of course, you are welcome to register it by yourself online. But if you make a mistake on the application form, something isn't filled in correctly, or you don't give the exact details required, they may refuse the registration of the drone. So it's always best when dealing with a foreign language, if you can't read and write it proficiently, to make sure that everything is correct, and I would suggest using a company. Now, my friend the lawyer, she's going to be registering drones. You can use this company if you want, and I will include the details in the description down below the video for contacting the company. Now, she has said to me she's willing to do the first registration. If somebody mentions my channel, she will do the very first registration for somebody free of charge. Now, this, of course, when I say free of charge, free of her fees. There is a fee to pay to the CAAT of registration, which I think is roughly around 1,500 baht. And of course, course you are going to need to pay for the insurance yourself. They can organise a Thai company that will cover you over here while you're out here, but of course these policies are run for 12 months. If you're coming on a holiday for just 2 or 3 weeks, you're not going to be able to purchase a policy over here that will just cover you for that period. It will cover you for the 12-month period. Now, going back to the registration actually covers you for 2 years. So once you've registered your drone, you are actually covered then to fly that drone in Thailand for 2 years from the date of the registration. So should you come back on another visit at a later date, as long as it's within this 2-year period, you do not have to re-register the drone. It's kept on file. They know that the drone is registered. The insurance, however, only runs for a 12-month period, so of course you take out the insurance. If it's expired the next time you want to visit, but you're within the registration period, you are required to take out another policy to make sure you are legal to fly that drone. Once you have the insurance and the registration, you are completely legal to fly a drone in Thailand. However, there are some restricted airspaces, of course, like anywhere else in the world, such as airports. You cannot fly a drone within 5 miles or 9 kilometers of any airport. There is also a restriction on any military installations. You are not allowed to fly drones near these, and it would be advisable not to do this, or you will attract attention very quickly. There are also religious places where you have restrictions, such as temples. Now, you can actually fly drones over temples and things like this. However, you do need to gain permission first, and the permission should be sought from either the head monk at that particular temple, or somebody who's in charge that can give you permission to fly the drone. And you must do this before you fly the drone. Now, most of the time it won't cost you anything to get this permission, or you may have to make a small donation. Some temples will charge you for the permission letter, some may not. Well, I hope you found this video useful, and if so, please do give it a thumbs up. As always, if you're interested in knowing any more about Thailand, then please feel free to subscribe to my channel. As always, thanks for watching the video, and until next time, I'll catch you on the next one.